The countdown to the Atlantic hurricane season is on. Less than 2 weeks to go now. NOAA researchers, they're all hands on deck at this point as they prepare to deploy a series of new tools to collect data. This year, NOAA will be working with technology industry partners to gather data from the most dangerous parts of the storm, previously inaccessible, including at the air-sea interface, how the water and the air interact with each other, and at lower altitudes in the eye wall of the hurricane where cruise ships, aircrafts cannot safely go, at least closer to the sea surface, the very low altitudes. NOAA Hurricane Field Program Director Jason Sippel joins us now to tell us more about these new innovative tools. Jason, great to have you, especially as we're leading into the start of the season. This new data, it's a big deal. Can you tell us more about how you can achieve it, how that process is going to go?
Yeah, we're really excited about it. So we've been testing these new drones. We started releasing them from our aircraft, from our Hurricane Hunters in 2017, and we've been testing them off and on since then. And our real first this year is we tested putting all that data into the hurricane models from NOAA, and we found that they improved the forecast quite a bit of how strong the storm's going to be. So in real time, we will be sending the data from the planes, from the drones to the planes to the ground, and they'll be getting into the data will be getting into the hurricane models and improving the forecasts.
Yeah,
so that's a really important development.
Yeah, you mentioned the improvement in the forecast where for many years now, as the science has improved, the track forecasting has gotten really good. The intensity forecast can be more tricky, but this data could improve those by something like 10%. How big of a deal is that?
It's a really big deal. So for context, the intensity errors have decreased by about 50% or so in the last 10, 15 years. So if we can routinely get a 10% improvement out of these drones, that's a really big deal. It also adds to the improvement that we get from the hurricane hunters. The hurricane hunters right now are improving the forecast by 20% themselves. So, you add another 10% to that really helps out.
Yeah, no question. In terms of models, what's new moving into this season? What else will NOAA be testing? I know it's AI this, AI that right now, but last year, the AI models kind of stole the show.
Yeah, AI is certainly a big deal. We're actually using AI to help quality control some of the data that comes off from the hurricane hunters, because you always want to have good data, right? So one of the new things we're testing is our traditional radar data that comes off the aircraft and goes down gets into the models. We're using AI to make sure that data is as good as possible. And we find that using the AI process allows about 25% more data to come off the plane and get into the models.
We did see the success. We know that the NHC uses them in parallel, but models like the Google DeepMind, and this year we've got the 90% probability track that'll be used in conjunction with the legacy track. What are you most curious about with some of these forecast models moving into year two? Because I mean, one season could be a fluke. 2 seasons, maybe we start having more confidence.
Yeah, so certainly DeepMind has proven to be a very useful tool, and I'm really excited about the forecast. We're learning a lot about it. We're learning about its strengths and weaknesses, and I think one of the things we're learning is actually how what we're doing at NOAA can complement what Google's doing, how we can work together to produce a better product. They certainly have an amazing product, but I think there's certain areas where we can work together to make it even better. So I'm really excited to explore that in the next few years.
Yeah, that exciting partnership. That's an everybody wins scenario. That's the goal for all of us is a better, more accurate forecast that we can communicate to folks that could be impacted by these storms. Jason, before we let you go, are there any more exciting things happening in the season ahead? Anything that you're looking forward to?
Yeah, man, there's a lot. We have several different types of aircraft we're using. One's a high altitude jet. We're going to be flying that over the storms more because we find that probably is going to improve the forecast more. We also have new instruments that we're testing on our hurricane hunters that go straight through the center of the storm, a new radar that looks at very high resolution winds down near the ocean surface, kind of the same as the drones, where it gets very good data near the ocean surface. This new radar in Melissa, it measured winds over 250 miles an hour. And in getting that kind of data down near the surface, it's really, really important because we just haven't been able to get that before.
Yeah, this is This is really exciting new tech. And as we know, some of the data is coming back to you in real time. So as we move forward through the season, would love to check back in with you to see how all these things are unfolding. That's the NOAA Hurricane Field Program Director, Jason Sippel. Thanks for sharing a little bit about it with us on Fox Weather.
Thanks for having me.
All right.